Good day and welcome back to Ginger's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make some chicken cutlets. This is a pretty much a Ukrainian recipe, but I've tweaked it a little for my family's tastes. This is usually made with ground chicken, but I have used ground turkey at times. So I have some ground chicken. I have a pound of ground chicken here. And to that, I'm going to add some fresh dill, some fresh parsley, and some fresh green onion to the chicken. So I'm cutting up the dill with some kitchen scissors. I find that is easiest. And then I'm also going to cut with the scissors some fresh curly parsley. I prefer curly parsley. I know a lot of people use the Italian parsley. I'm just partial to the curly parsley, and my family seems to like that. And here goes in a couple pieces of tops of green onion, and I'm going to cut those with the kitchen shears as well. Now I'm going to shake in some grated Parmesan and Romano cheese. And I add this because this is kind of like a chicken meatball done in a patty form. So in go a good amount of Romano and Parmesan grated cheese. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to also add my seasoning, which has garlic powder, onion powder. It has a little more dried dill and a little more dried green onion, but you don't need that. Just add to the fresh, you can add just the garlic powder and the onion powder. Now to the chicken, I add an egg and I add milk. Now normally you add milk, the original recipe, but they dip it in egg and then dip it in flour. I do it differently. I add the egg into it just like I was making a regular meatball. And then when I make the patties, they're nice and moist, and then I dip them in flour, and I just dust flour. As you can see, I will just dust a little bit of flour on both sides of the patties before I put them in the pan. Now I'm going to just dust the outside of each patty as I form them with a little bit of flour, because there's a lot of moisture with the milk and the egg right in the batter. And like I said, the original recipe, they dip it in egg and then they dip it in flour. And you can do that as well. But I find that these come out just fine. They may not be as beautiful as the other ones, but they pretty much taste the same because all the same ingredients are in there. Now, after you get all your patties formed and in the pan and they're cooking, you want to let them cook good on both sides, turning them. And then I also use a meat thermometer and tempt them for doneness. I figured, you don't have to guess. You can just use the meat thermometer and you know when they're fully cooked. So you can see they're getting done with all the nice grill marks, and I will take the meat thermometer and I will tempt them, and then I'll enjoy them. So here they are, the finished cutlets. Thank you for visiting Ginger's Kitchen. I hope you come back. Please like and subscribe. And until next time.